I want to be a filmmaker. You want to be a filmmaker. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, how you doing? This week I thought we would do another After Effects tutorial. And I've really only done two. I did the text message one and the space one. But other than that, I really haven't done any. So I thought we would do another one here this week. I've got ideas for three more that I'm going to do coming up. And I'm going to spread those out in between weeks of regular vlog videos. So thought I'd go ahead and do one of those for this week. So what we're going to do today is the flash effect. And that's basically, in the TV show, or I guess you'll probably see it in the Justice League movie. You saw it in the trailer, right? When the Flash runs really quick, he breaks the sound barrier and there's lightning and all this crazy awesome stuff happens. So I thought I'd go ahead and try and replicate that earlier today. I did, and I think it looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and do a tutorial for that right now. So let's see real quick. Alright, so here's what we got. And that's what we're going to go ahead and try and replicate right here. I made this earlier today. And I think it looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead right now and try and replicate that as best we can. So, first things first. Okay, so what we're going to do, as always, first things first, go ahead and shoot something. So I'll pull up what I shot earlier today. Right here. Alright, so all basically we're going to be using is from here to there. That's pretty much it. And when you're shooting this, what in the world? When you're shooting this, what you want to do is really make sure that you've got a plain background. And in this, obviously, that is not a plain background. There's a bunch of detail in the leaves and the trees and the grass. But it actually worked out for me. So, yeah, I really don't know why it doesn't look super weird. I think it's because there's not too much wind earlier today. And, the change in speed didn't show any difference in the leaves because there wasn't any crazy wind. And you'll see why. I'll tell you later. When we pull our footage into After Effects, why it's very important that you don't have any crazy detail, or it's just not a windy day and you're doing it in front of woods. So yeah, we'll close out of that real quick. And like I said, we're only going to be using that small portion. Go ahead and pull your stuff into After Effects. Let me back up here and just show you guys. Alright, so this is our footage down here in our timeline. And you're going to go ahead and scrub till about right here and make one cut with the razor tool, delete everything that came before it, and go ahead right there. When you've got the classic flash pose, make one more cut. And what you're going to do is take that second half, scrub through, cut, and leave a little time on the end maybe, cut, and go ahead, right click, and speed and duration, set that to 400. Now, what this is doing is making it look like I'm running super fast. So there you go. That's basically the basis of everything you have to do in Premiere. But what I was saying is the reason for the leaves and keeping a plain background is because when it jumps from 100% speed to 400% speed, there's obviously going to be some kind of a difference in what the background is doing, especially if there's moving pieces to the background. But it looks like there wasn't, so we're good. Nothing was moving around. You really can't tell. So there we go. That's all we're going to be using. Go ahead. Click out of Premiere, drop that down, open up After Effects. So here's the effect I was showing you guys later. That's my, or I was showing you earlier. This is the original effect that I did earlier today. We're going to go ahead and make a new composition. We're going to name it Flash. And take a new layer, solid black, and base. And the reason I always start with a black background is because it's the easiest to blending mode add when you're trying to take it from just being this composition that you've made to interacting with the background. And once we drop the footage in, you'll see why it's very easy to just get rid of all the black and keep just the effect. So just create a new black layer like that. New name it base like I did. Just to keep things organized, keep things real nice, Clark. And so then once you've done that, go ahead and pull all your stuff into After Effects. You need your footage, you need a Shockwave element, and an Embers element. Now both of those things you can find free versions of. I bought the Shockwave, or I bought the Embers from Film Riot, their Fire Pack, and the Shockwave you can get on Video Copilot. They have it for free on their website. So if you're looking for those assets, those are places to get them. But if you don't want to spend money, you can always Google. YouTube has some Ember stuff with green backgrounds for green screen. So there's always other ways to find these things if you don't want to go ahead and shell out a bunch of money for it. All right, so all we've got is this black right now. And what you're going to do first is, after you've got the footage and everything imported, go ahead and find whichever Shockwave we're going to be using. I think I'm going to use number 2. Is number 2 the one I like? Yes, okay. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Rename it Shockwave. Actually, I'm going to name it, I'll just leave it Shockwave. That's what it is. All right, so the Shockwave is right there. And we're going to drag that out to, a decent amount of time, maybe like 4 or 5 frames, just so that we have a little bit of a break before the effect starts. So let's leave it somewhere around here. And what I like to do with the Shockwave is go ahead and just stretch it out, make it a little bigger, just so that when we have our footage, our character, our actor can fit right in that hole that the Shockwave has. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and go ahead, search curves, drop it on the Shockwave. I apologize for all the coughing. And go ahead and adjust it. I think the best for flash effects, if you want, are either some kind of an orange or a red. Or I'm sorry, an orange or a yellow. But anything else, you could do blue if you want. There's really no right or wrong. It's just whatever you think looks best. So we've got a red, and let's bring in some green. We can get something like that. Looks cool. All right, so now that we've got that, we're gonna go ahead and take a glow, drop it on, and I like to pull it down just a bit because it kind of looks crazy. Just those highlights, leave them glowing. So once you've done that, that's the basis of it. That's the big shock for when you start running. So we're gonna leave it like right there because you don't want it to start off that way. All right, cool. Got that. Now, what else did we have over here? Let's see what we got going. So we've got the Shockwave. What other kind of effects we have going? The Embers. The Embers is another cool one. So we're going to go ahead and back to our other composition, and we're going to go with the Embers. Like I said, I bought those from Video Copilot, or Film Riot. You can get them wherever. Really, doesn't matter. Let's see what we got going here. Right there. All right. So this is an Ember asset. Start it like right there. Somewhere where, you can tell that they're rising up. So we're going to start it right there. We're going to take blending mode, add, just to get rid of the black, just so it interacts with that. So there we go. We got that. And what I usually do, again, with the Embers, rename it real quick. Embers, drop a glow on it. The glow is very subtle in the Embers. Take the curves over to Embers, and what else do we need to do? We've got lightning. So go ahead, create a new layer, lightning. Name it lightning, and search lightning in the effects bar, and there you go. So what we're going to do for the lightning is, the lightning basically strikes every time the flash runs. So we're going to add it to where blending mode add. We're going to add it to like where his feet are. So where my feet were when I was doing the running. We're going to change it to match, like I said, everything that we've done so far. Something like that. Okay, and just basically, again with this, play around with it. We're gonna add another glow, because glowing always, a glow effect always looks good. Glow right there, glow radius. Okay, so come up here and you can play with the segments of, you know, the lightning. What does it look like? Let's try 10. 10 looks cool. We can do amplitude, adjust that to how we want it. That looks really awesome. Detail maybe something like that. Branching. You really have to be careful though. This is an effect that can really get away from you while you're doing it. If you just decide like, oh, this should be super over the top, and you know, if that's what you're going for, more power to you. But man, this effect is like really, you have to be careful with it so it doesn't look super crazy. Especially the lightning there. Okay, cool. So we've got that. Lightning comes in. Let's change the speed. Adjust it just a little because you don't want anything to be super crazy with the lightning. See how that looks. Okay, that's cool. So right there, and the lightning, obviously you need to trim it down. Trim it down. All right. Got the lightning, and what we're gonna do is, you know, make everything look a little more cohesive coming up. So one of the last things you need to do is go ahead and just take. Let's go ahead and look at our other composition. So as you can see, there's a lot more light radiating out that you can see there. Oh. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna go ahead and take a CC radial fast blur. There we go. We're gonna drop that on the Shockwave. Now, as you can see, that affected that a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and jack that way up to something like that. And like I said, what's really cool about this is that all it does is make everything look, you know, like it's going really fast, and that's what you're aiming for. So we're gonna go ahead and adjust these. I'm just gonna play with these again for one more second, just to try and get a more yellow. That looks cool. Let's bring it up just a bit. Yes, cool. That's a little more red, but I like that. So that's kind of cool. And let's see, let's drop the lightning below the embers and the shockwave. Oh, let's see. So the shockwave, we need to blending mode, add the shockwave just so we can still see that. Lightning's below the shockwave. What else? Are we missing anything? Doesn't look like we're missing anything. Yeah, just the embers. Let's see, embers. Embers, black solid. That's that. Yeah. We're doing good. All right. So that right there is the basis of the effect. Now, what you can do, there are a few things that you can do to add a little, you know, something else to this. Let's go ahead. Let's adjust the lightning one more time. Let's see what else we can do here. I want to change the amplitude. Where is that? Amplitude. You can make it really crazy. Something like that looks cool. And what you can do there, so what we're going to do is, like, all of these things need to fade off. They can't just, like, all of a sudden stop. So the embers, so we're going to just mess with the opacity of all of these. So we're going to go ahead, embers, opacity 100 when they first start, and they're going to die off by the end. So 0 at the end of the clip. That's a fairly simple one because that's a small effect that not many people are going to notice. Just something that keeps on going. All right, so then the lightning is a big one. The lightning can't just stay there forever. So we're going to go ahead and take the opacity on the lightning. Lightning opacity 100. Drag it out, and drop it to 0. And the shockwave kind of dissipates on its own. They both do, so it doesn't matter which one you're using. Go ahead, play through. Nice. So trim the lightning down because that's going way too long. The lightning needs to be really quick and just like almost barely noticeable. But we're going to go ahead and adjust those opacities one more time, just because, you know, let's see, 0 there. 0. So it's like, yeah, there we go. All right, so this one, let's play through this again, just see how we're doing. I think the opacity on the lightning needs to be very quick. Cool. All right, right there. All right, so one more thing that we can do before we add in the footage is just go ahead and take a second to keyframe everything, basically. So we're going to go ahead with the Shockwave and go ellipse tool. We're going to draw up here. We're going to draw, nope, we're going to go back here. I apologize. Back here. Just so it looks like it's starting from whoever's running. So right there, I think looks good. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to keyframe that on the Shockwave layer right there. And we're going to mask, path. So we're going to go there. And over the course of this, you want it to get bigger and bigger and bigger until it's the full-blown Shockwave. And you can, you know, see everything you need to see for the effect. So boom, right there. I think that circle, like it going around like that, looks really good just because it looks like all the energy is being thrown in front of the person running. So I think that's really, really cool. Trim down the embers, just it doesn't need to be nearly that long. The embers needs to be very quick, like at the beginning of the lightning strike. And that's pretty much it. Look, that's cool. I like that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pre-compose all of these. Actually, no, I don't think we should do that yet. First, we're going to go ahead and find our footage. Flash, 100-yard dash. What's that from? If you can name that movie, I'll be, well, it's a pretty big movie, you know. All right, so we're going to have it right there. Pop in. And all of this needs to happen, you know, as the person kind of takes off. So let's see where we got. Cool. All right, I think that looks really, really good. So yeah, lightning. Let's see, are we missing anything? I don't think we're missing anything. I think that looks really good. This is what I did earlier today. Got that. Let's make the Shockwave on this one just a tad bigger. I just think it needs to be a little bigger. Sometimes you just got to make your Shockwave huge. Huge. Your Shockwave needs to be huge. That's a big Shockwave. Where is it? Come on, Shockwave. Where you at? Solo that Shockwave. There we go. There we go. Cool. I think the Shockwave needs to be big and like the biggest thing on the screen. So I like that. I like how it gets bigger as he runs, as I run in front of it. Yeah, I think that looks really good. That's the effect. Like I said, that's the flash one. I came up with 2 others that I'm going to be doing in the future. I'm not going to tell you what they are. I'm just going to kind of tease them like that. All right, so this is the flash one. I hope you guys can use this. I hope, you know, someone's making a flash film. Someone wants to just give it a shot. It's a good After Effects exercise. I just came up with this earlier today while I was messing around in After Effects trying to come up with something. And, you know, that's kind of like the best time, you know, the best circumstance to be in when you come up with something is just be looking to figure something out. And, you know, I was just messing around in After Effects and I came across, you know, me being able to do this, and I was really happy, and I think it came out really, really cool. So yeah, if you guys like what you saw here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. This has been a Runaway Brain production, and I'll see you guys next time.